Today, Varuna and we are presenting an interior design project of ours, which is an interior of a co-working facility. This is new ventures which is started in Chennai here. They are called Work Easy, and we have done 3 locations of theirs. All of them are in Chennai, in the CBD and the areas near the airport. Starting on this, while approaching this design at the initial stages, Varuna and we understood this genre of, or this typology of workspace as, where the occupants would be mostly young millennials who would rather not be working in stereotype, boring offices, who have generally short attention spans, and where the line between a home and the workspace is rather blurred now. So something which is relaxing yet motivating, very vibrant, cheerful, and a fun-loving space to work in. Something which is mood elevating for them. So having set this tone, we as designers also like to use a lot of natural material in their raw and natural form. Setting this context, we set about creating the material palette, and while doing so, we evaluated a lot of materials like natural stones, granite, marble. Of course, you have a plethora of tiles available today, even grano flooring. But all of this we found to be very commonly used in the commercial spaces. It's been exploited to that extent. So we really searched hard, and we chanced upon Kalinga, which we were of course familiar with. We have done a lot of work with CMC, and we were aware of Kalinga as a thing, but particularly their terrazzo range, it really blew our mind, and we found that to be a very apt material for our application. Kalinga, I mean, as many of you all know, as a material is something which is very easy to maintain and is very easy to work with. It is something which brings in the old world charm of mosaic, which I guess many of us have grown up in our childhood living in such built environment. All our homes in them days, before the ceramic and vitrified tile came in, it was mostly all mosaic and in situ terrazzo. So in that sense, we found this material, which is also very eco-friendly and sustainable in its form, being mostly made out of raw materials which are recycled. So there were so many plus points which came forth to us. But most of all, what really drew us into Kalinga's terrazzo range particularly is its color palette. So right from the light grays to the blacks and the colors in between, we found this so enchanting that the kind of space that we wanted to create, Kalinga just fitted into that slot just right, So with this, I will just roll a few of the photographs that I have. This is the floor plate. This is roughly about 1 lakh of square feet in this facility. So I am only showcasing the first floor, which is the co-working floor, which has all these breakout spaces and all that, along with some of the smaller modules of workspaces. So that is the first impression that one would get. So here you will notice that we have used a color called Navona, which is our base material, and we have used this in such a way that it acts, it complements all the other textures, hues, and the materials which is designed around it. Yet all the materials sort of stand out and have their own identity. Like you can see the seating choices here we've made with the vibrant colors, the boldness of materials in their raw form, which goes so well with the Kalinga stone that we have used, the terrazzo on the floor. or be it the raw and distressed look of the brick wall. Even we have, broken the monotony of this stone using some tiles a little bit, just to break the thing and give a sense of direction and an actual focus on the floor plan. Of course, the rugs which have been thrown around on the floor also break the monotony. But as you can see in this whole palette, where we have some burnt terracottas, we have the brick, we have such vivid colors on the upholstery. The stone acts as a very good base element, complementing all these textures and hues. The floor plan and the design is very, very free flowing, and no rigid boundaries. It's just as casual and easygoing sort of a office space. There are lots of these collaborative tables and we call these hot desks, teleports, sitting and meeting lounges. These are all collaborative spaces here. You can see again the material, how it sort of allows all other materials to stand out. Yet we have also brought this material into the washrooms, as I had said earlier, a good alternative to the usual solid surfaces and stones that we have used a lot. So here we have used a couple of other colors. Of course, these are the cafeteria areas. I'll now go into more specific. I will just pick up and highlight. We have used this material broadly in 3 applications. One is for flooring and cladding. So there may be some other, here you can see again. The other nice feature of Kalinga is that it comes in such a nice large format. So it resembles your in situ terrazzo mosaic, and there are so few joints. The material, particularly the dark ones like what we have used here, it takes in a lot of polish, and we got the mirror, a reflective surface, as you can see here in some of the photographs. It's a wonderful material to polish and use, and if one knows how to maintain this, I think it's a wonder material. Even granite doesn't come near this. So if you can see here, these are the corridors around the spaces. So, I mean, the fact that we love to use materials in their raw form is reflected here by the use of concrete blocks, galvanized corrugated metal panels. Ramping some levels, using them. This is just around the corner of the elevator lobby. So as everyone would know that this corner, of course, this being a co-working space, this doesn't have like a main door, a glass door or anything. So the corners, so that they're protected and they do not, get dirty and all that. So we used this material right across the front walls here. The elevator core is to the right, actually, of this photograph. We've used even the stone as architraves or, jam lining leading into the washrooms. So this is, I think, a color called San Pietro. The same material has come into the countertop. Very simple, clean, and just small rounded edges there. The other color, I think this is Livori, the yellow. Very beautiful. It stands out so well in the otherwise, the black tile and the gray tile on the floor. The countertop has come out so nice, and this particular washroom was highly appreciated by our clients also. Urinal dividers. We did 2 facilities we have completed. So the photographs are a mix and match. Some of them are from one, the other one is from the other facility. So the colors are from 2 different locations. So we covered some flooring, some wall cladding, some, how we have used this in the washrooms. Of course, like the previous presenter had mentioned about a monolithic look. This being an office, I wanted to bring some vibrancy and some, contrasting material. So we use this as a part of a larger palette. Then the third area where we thought of using this was in the furniture side of it. Of course, the work areas all have modular furniture, partly because of its efficiency and durability and the cost effectiveness. But in the co-working, in the common spaces, as far as possible, where it's all custom designed, we have used Kalinga as a material in largely. So as you can see, this is a very large front desk. So their requirement was that at least 3 or 4 people must be seated behind this desk, because there are about 15 to 1600 people who will be working out of this facility, though it's not fully occupied just yet. But the interface is very high. So we came up with this interesting design. The lines are very clean, which suited us with this material. Of course, this reception is of the other location. This one is the other one. You can see there's a difference in the backdrop. But the palette, the theme, everything else was kept in one resonance. We call these booth seating here, and again, see the contrast with the dark Novona on the floor. And I think this tone we have, this is the Riva. Riva is, we use it for the tabletops. Again, these are collaborative hot desks, which the occupants would use for their meetings, or even if they're just members of this co-working company, they can just occupy any seat and work through the day. So, we found this material, the smoothness and the finish of this in contrast to the distressed brick look at the back. And this is the kind of opportunities that this material gives you to play and have fun with. So where we had the dark orange upholstery, and we thought of using this light gray to offset that. The other facility, we tried it with, this is I think a stone called Elba. And again, a wonderful color. It's far more vibrant than the Navona, with so many beautiful marble chips. This is wonderful, really, and I would strongly urge designers to consider this in their palette. We really loved using this. These are small, teapoys or small coffee tables, which form part of another seating arrangement, where we have a long sofa along a wall and single seaters like this. So this is a slightly lower height table. We used 2 layers of Kalinga, where we had the bottom edge beveled, as you can see in this photograph, this one or this one. So that's the kind of pliability this material also offers you. So the bottom shelf is 40 mm. This one also, though 40, we have kept about 12 mm as a vertical edge, and then chamfered the remaining 25 to 28 mm, and given this detail. That's about it.